Hi everyone, it's Lisa with Ink and Inspirations, and today I wanted to show you how I created a Christmas card using my digital studio that you can have sent off to the printers to print and get two cards or two card fronts from one card project. And also, this particular card I created with the idea in mind that it could be colored after you got it back from the printer by either a child or you. And it would be a cute way to personalize the card. So what I did first is I went to File, New Project, and this screen opened up. And I'm going to choose Greeting Card. And then this section down here, 4¼ by 5½ Portrait. And I'm going to click Create Your Own. And I'm going to name it C2 just so I'll know where to find it in my hard drive folder. Okay, so now what I want to do is decide that if I'm going to have a photo layout or just you start from a blank page, and I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to click OK. Alright, the card bleed area notice comes up and tells me that in this gray area, when you create your card, to not put embellishments or text in that area because it will not be printed by the printing services from Stampin Up. They give themselves a little bit of a leeway border here, so that is a little guide for you to use when you're designing your card. Click OK. Now I'm going to add a background paper over here from the Design Center, and I'm going to click Designer Series Paper, and I chose the Candy Cane Lane paper that is in an additional download from Stampin' Up! Currently, and I'm going to use this little snowflake pattern for my background. And there it is. Okay, so now I want to put an area here for my image. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to select punches and click on Add a Punch and then the 1¼ inch square, and I'm going to resize that about the size I want it for the main image. And I use my ruler guide up here to show me about how big it's going to be and also for my positioning on the page. Okay, I'm going to resize it just a little bit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to fill that punch in with a designer paper, so I'm going to paper fill, and I'm going to choose another pattern from the Candy Cane Lane collection, that stripe, and click OK. Now, in this download there are also embellishments because it's a little photo card kit. So the next thing I'm going to do is add an embellishment on top of this little punched piece of designer paper. So I'm going to go to the Design Series and Design Center, and click on Embellishments. Alright, add embellishment, and then this comes up and there it's already selected the Candy Cane Lane Designer Kit embellishments, and these are elements within the program, and I'm going to use this frame and click apply, and I'm going to close that box, and I'm going to resize this so that it sits in the center here of this Designer Series paper. Remember, that was a punch that I filled in. Okay, I'm going to nudge up with my arrow keys on my keyboard and get that positioned like I want it. Okay, there. Alright, now I want to add a stamped image. And so I'm going to go to Stamps in the Design Center, click on that, add a stamp, and I'm going to Acute Christmas and choose a little snowman. This stamp set is also the stamp brush set is also part of this photo card kit. Alright, there's a little snowman and I need to resize him. So that little right angle corner there means that I can pull that down to the size I need. Then I can click and drag him into the middle of this little element. Okay, I'm going to resize him a little more. See, he's a cute little black and white image that can be colored. That would be real cute. Okay. Now I want to add another embellishment, and so I'm going to click on that again, and I want to put these little ornaments in here, the candy cane lane ornaments. Click apply, and you'll see that it puts it right in the center and on top of the image. So I want to resize it because I don't want them that big, and move them over to this right corner, and you'll see they're still sitting on top. Excuse me. Still sitting on top. So I want to bring them down, and where they're all peeking out from underneath, resize a little bit more. You just play with it and get it the way you want it to look. Now I still want this to sit behind all of these layers that I have put on previously. So I'm going to the Change Object Layer tool in the toolbar, click on it, and I want to send that stamped image to the back. And it does that. It just goes behind the layers that you've put on top, but not behind the background layer. That's a fixed layer. Alright, now I want to add a drop shadow to some of these elements on the page. So I'm going to go back and click on them, go to drop shadow, and it's going to put a little bit of a shadowed edge around these two sides here. Click OK. That's for the punch. Then this element with the holly, I can do the same thing and choose drop shadow and click OK. And then I want to apply it to the stamps. Add drop shadow. Well, I'm sorry, this is another embellishment. Okay, and then I can also do it to the stamped image and click OK. Now what I could have done to do that more quickly is I could have selected this element with the holly, and then there would have been a choice to add the drop shadow to all of the embellishments on the page, and it would have done this holly piece plus the ornaments. And then it asks you the same thing. If there is more than one stamp on the page, it will ask you, do you want drop shadow to all stamps on the page? And you can select yes. So, okay. Now let me go on and I want a little sentiment here. So I'm going to do that with a stamp, and I'm going to choose a Holly Jolly Christmas stamp set and choose the sentiment there at the top that says a Holly Jolly Christmas. It puts it right in the center. I'm going to move it down, and I want to change that color to red. So I'm going to the Design Center, click on Change Color, choose Real Red, and there. Okay, now you can see down at the bottom here that I have a little miniature image of this front page. If I want to print 2 per card, I need to add some additional pages. So I'm clicking on Insert, Add Page, a blank page next. Okay, and that puts that there. And this blank page will be the back of this card front. And then I want to click on that card front that I've already created and click on Insert Duplicate Page, and that puts another one there. So I'm going to view my project now and show you how. We're going to save the changes. I want to show you how it will print with 2 card fronts per 1 card, and it shows you the greeting card preview. So there's the front, and I'm going to turn the page. There's the back of it, so you could cut this in half and use that on the card front for 1 card, and then here's the other one. And so I just had to really create it one time and then duplicate the page, and I have two for the price of 1, so to speak. So I hope that gives you an idea of one way you can use My Digital Studio to create your Christmas cards, and also maybe get your children or your grandchildren involved. So if you have any questions, email me at lisa@inkandinspirations.com. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.